From Tom Hanks hearing voices coming from a volleyball to Daniel Day-Lewis literally retiring because of the trauma caused by Phantom Thread, here are 10 actors who were traumatized by their roles. Number 10. Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Never again! Never again! Never again! You're okay.
Hanks' character in this movie, Chuck, gets stuck on a deserted island with no way out. Naturally, he gets very lonely, to the point where Chuck literally starts talking to a volleyball he named Wilson.
You don't have to worry about anything. I'll do all the paddling. You just hang on.
Well, in a recent interview with Graham Bensinger, Hanks revealed that by the end of the shooting, he felt like he was going nuts because he could actually hear Wilson.
When Wilson was born, I had dialogue with him, and I heard his dialogue in my head. I did go crazy because I never had a day off.
Number 9. Leonardo DiCaprio in Shutter Island.
You act like insanity is catching.
DiCaprio opened up about how the filming process for this movie was pretty intense and even traumatic for him.
He's here. Latest. I can feel him.
Leo also mentioned a strange connection to some nightmares he had during a time when he used nicotine patches to quit smoking. Those dreams were disturbing, and he had similar moments while shooting the movie.
Crazy people, they're the perfect subjects. They talk, nobody listens.
Number 8. Daniel Day-Lewis in Phantom Thread.
But I'm taking it out.
The tea is going out. The interruption is staying right here with me.
While roles are just that, sometimes the characters embodying the role end up so deeply affected by the whole process that the role just takes over their whole life. That's exactly what happened to Daniel Day-Lewis when he starred in Phantom Thread.
It's comforting to think the dead are watching over the living.
Even though he was super excited to film this movie, by the end of it, he'd slipped into such a deep depression that he had to retire from acting altogether.
There is an air of quiet death in this house, and I do not like the way it smells.
Number 7. Lady Gaga in House of Gucci.
Picasso?
No, it's Klimt.
How silly of me.
Most people saw the glamour and insanely great fashion in House of Gucci, but for Lady Gaga, the film took a turn for the worse.
You just gonna sit around and watch them eat everything?
Playing Patrizia Reggiani was more than just a role for her. Gaga had channeled her own past to bring life to the character, and in the process, ended up digging deeper than she intended. Things got so bad, she had to have a psychiatric nurse on set with her the whole time.
He's definitely unique.
Useless. Sadly.
Number 6. Joaquin Phoenix in Joker.
Got nothing left to lose? Nothing can hurt me anymore.
Joker is a character that's led many actors down a dark path, and Joaquin Phoenix wasn't safe from it either.
I have a condition.
After having to work meticulously for months to drop a staggering 52 pounds to play Arthur Fleck, Joaquin found himself confused when the target goal was hit. He said that the constant obsessing over every 0.1 pound left him with disordered thinking at the end of it all, and it was very hard to get out of it once the job was done.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Number 5. Zac Efron in Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile.
You don't actually believe this garbage, do you?
It's in all the papers, Ted.
Some actors have such a vibrant personality and they pick such happy-go-lucky roles that it's almost like they play themselves on screen. Efron's career was pretty much like that through and through.
You fell in love with a weirdo.
I did. I fell in love with a weirdo.
That makes you weird, just by association.
But going from Troy Bolton to serial killer Ted Bundy isn't an easy task, and it took a major toll on him. He said that it was the first time he had to really work on separating himself from the character. And well, the process took a major toll on his mental health.
Let me get back to plotting my escape here.
Number 4. Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther.
Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Killmonger was one of the best villains we've seen in the MCU, but getting to that dark and ruthless personality wasn't exactly a walk in the park for Michael B. Jordan.
You will destroy the world, Wakanda included.
The world took everything away from me. Everything I ever loved.
He said that to prepare for the role, he mentally shut all the love in his life out, just so he could get to that isolated place Killmonger was at in his life. And when the movie wrapped up, he needed months of therapy to get back to his normal life and let all the love be a part of his life again.
You believe that? Kid from Oakland running around believing in fairy tales.
Number 3. Natalie Portman in Black Swan.
Just want to be perfect.
You what?
Want to be perfect.
Black Swan was a work of art, and Natalie Portman went above and beyond for it. Not only did she go through a lot of mental turmoil, the film was simply too physically taxing on her. She was training long hours and had to starve herself for months to lose 20 pounds.
I'm the Swan Queen. You're the one who never left the Corps.
She said that the process was so difficult that she felt like she would actually die and should have even gone to rehab to unpack all the trauma it left her with.
I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow. I'm gonna tell him I finished it.
Number 2. Adrian Brody in The Pianist.
Food's more important than time.
While there have been other actors that starved themselves for a role, Adrian Brody also had to go through the emotional effects of it during the filming of The Pianist.
Look, if I'm going to die, I prefer to die in my own home, staying put.
He portrayed a man starving, selling everything just to keep his passion of playing the piano alive. After they wrapped up, Adrian needed 6 months to get back to feeling remotely like himself again.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Of course I'll notice it. Look here.
Number 1. Miley Cyrus in Hannah Montana.
Hey! That's the best part!
A lot of the world grew up watching Miley Cyrus play Hannah Montana, but what's crazy is that's the very thing that ended up causing Miley the most problems in life.
Now, is he a keeper or what? I'm thinking just wrap him in a recycling bag and take him home.
She said that playing Hannah and the stark difference that was set in the show between the pop star and the regular girl ended up seeping into her real life too. When she wasn't Hannah'd up, she felt like she wasn't good enough and was dealing with body dysmorphia because of that very reason.
I mean, if this was your problem, I would come up with some crazy plan that would ultimately fix everything.